Double Dragon 2: The Revenge was released in North American arcades in November 1988 and is a direct sequel to the smash hit genre-defining Double Dragon from the previous year. While most sequels aim to go bigger and badder, Double Dragon 2 went darker than its predecessor, with Billy Lee's girlfriend Marion being murdered in the opening sequence, setting the stage for the Lee brothers to hit the streets again to battle the Black Warriors gang to avenge her death. Initially developed as an upgrade kit for the first Double Dragon 2 retains so much of the look and style of the original that it feels more like a quick rehash or expansion than a complete standalone sequel. Where the game truly shines is on the NES, sporting a graphical makeover along with expanding from 4 levels to 9 and telling a more complete story between them. Double Dragon 2 on the NES feels every bit the bigger, badder sequel its arcade counterpart should have been. The action hits hard, the game is very well paced, and unlike the NES port of the original, it also allows for 2-player co-op where you and a friend can team up and fight your way through the carnage together, just the way it was intended. This is Double Dragon 2 for the NES. Hello friends, LK back with another retro playthrough. This is the promised follow-up to the Double Dragon video I did last time out. Back with the sequel today in Double Dragon 2 for the NES. This is the much prettier, very muchly needed updated version from the video I did on it back in 2013. That was back when I was still recording directly off the NES console and dealing with all the wonderful input lag that comes with having the NES connected to a high-def TV. But here we are in 2025, and I think it's about time we give this great game the treatment it deserves. Oh yeah. You gotta get the Supreme Master difficulty if you want to make it all the way to the boss of the game. The first difference to point out from the arcade game is this cool backstory that we get here. Not only in this opening, but we'll see these little interstitial storyboards each time we finish a level, which kind of gives it a kind of a cool comic book feel. And I'm thinking the translation might have got a little botched there. It just seems to be a bit awkwardly worded, but who knows. Yeah, they're not screwing around this time. And ooh. Nothing to see here. Yeah, I'd be pissed off too, man. I'd say it's ass-kicking time. Let's get straight to it. And the strategy of the first game, the port on the NES, does not apply here. I mean, we're going to be throwing some punches, but it's not going to be limited to that like it was then. We've got access to every move in the game right from the outset. And as you can see on the hair pull there, they've still got the over-the-shoulder throw, but they've also got the elbow and the front face kick. And especially this addition of the hurricane kick. Yeah, that really comes in handy during the game. Lots of badass moves here that we got straight from the outset. I mean, these guys, they pretty much don't stand a chance. I mean, they just killed this dude's girlfriend, so we're gonna go Cobra Kai style, no mercy. There will be no survivors. Damn right. According to Koji Ogata, who's the graphic designer who worked on a few Double Dragon games, the end boss here, Burnov, is a modified sprite of Abdullah the Butcher. And in case you don't know, he's a real-world professional wrestler who was planned to appear in another Technos Japan arcade game, WWF Superstars, when it was in early development, before the WWF license was acquired. When it became a WWF game, Abdullah's sprite was repurposed for Double Dragon 2 for Burnov here. And as a trivia buff, I find Burnov's backstory much more interesting than the character himself. He's got this useless ability to disappear and come back after he gets his ass kicked, and then does the same thing again when he dies after you beat up on him some more, so the whole thing just seems kind of unnecessary. As the story progresses on here, we are at the heliport and we are going for Broack. If you notice the graffiti there on the building, I call it Blood Detective. I suppose you write it up as graffiti. You can leave my crime scene now. As always, can you guess the movie without looking it up? Little movie quotes there for you. Alright, go up and immediately back down. Sometimes you can't avoid that gunfire, but you definitely want to get out of its way if you can. You have to be quick there. Oh, I love that hurricane kick. That is tremendous. Not much noteworthy about the bosses here other than one of them is the guy who killed Marion in the opening of the game here on the NES, whereas in the arcade it's actually Willie from the first game who murders her in retaliation for getting his ass whooped. Here though, with these two ninjas, it's unclear which one of them did it, or if it's even one of these two guys. Like, we actually run into more of these guys later on, so who knows, it could be one of them, but just in case. Nothing to it. Not much to that level. Grasp. The chopper escaped into the neon-filled night. Battle in the chopper. As tempted as I am, I promise I won't do it. Don't know that I won't throw the soundbite in, but I won't do it.
Get to the chopper!
God, I love that sound. Meet Bolo. Apparently not to be confused with Abobo, despite looking exactly like him wearing a cheap-ass toupee. The silly fact that he's even called something else, when basically being the exact same sprite from the first ported game on the NES with a stupid wig, is pretty laughable, but apparently this is Bolo, completely unrelated. Reminds me of Contra, the original on the NES, where you're actually leaving the island. Yeah, gotta watch out for that. I don't know why, but it reminds me of Simon Belmont's Morning Star, that weird, like, boomerang-looking thing, spike ball with the string. I don't know what you call that, but it does kind of have Simon Belmont vibes, but then again, I am a nerd for Simon's Quest and the original Castlevania games. I just threw that bitch through the wall. Alright, let's check out this mysterious Undersea base. Looks pretty normal to me by 8-bit gaming standards. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Look at that. Pop. Right up into that, it's not exactly what I'd call cottage cheese ceiling. Kinda got some spikage going on there. Here he is.
Screw your freedom.
That's what you get. What you get for copyright infringement. It's another little part here that reminds me of Contra. The, what is it? The hangar stage, I think. These are not the brightest Mohawk chicks. And there's one major improvement the NES port of DoubleDragon 2 has over the port of the first game, which is the addition of simultaneous two-player co-op, which the first game famously omitted due to what's been described as technical limitations of the NES console. I guess they figured that shit out here. Screw it, it's Abobo. I mean, come on. There's... You can't sell me on that being somebody else. Yes, he has hair, but you can buy your hair if it won't grow. Somebody once said that back in the 90s. I believe him too. Oh! The certain death. Well, it's not going to be for me. See? There's a morning star. I love timing that just right. Alright, who else we got lurking around down here? More of these, broads. Borrow that if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Moving on. These jumps here used to give me fits as a kid, I remember. It's weird now as I navigate it. It's really no big deal, but as a kid, they were tense moments. Gotta love that combo. And in a move that surprises no one, Marion's clothing on the cover art was modified, ever so slightly, to cover more area in the North American release because, you know.
We can't have that.
Nope. See ya. Ain't got time for you right now. We are heading on. We are about to meet the swordsman. Just don't feel like screwing with you right now. I can't wait to play with this new farming equipment that we got here. God, what a contraption. And look at that. It always looks like Ajax powder right there coming out of those pipes. Oh, these guys are so stupid. Yeah, I am cleaning the house right now. I'm giving these guys a chance. Okay. Well, Arnie got a lick in there. It's gonna cost you. That's right. It's funny, this mansion reminds me of Himaru Mansion from Fatal Frame, which is legit the scariest game I've ever played. Nothing else has ever come close. I will never forget the way that game made me feel the first time I played it. I should do that one on the channel for sure. Yeah, that would definitely be an experience. I've not played that game in a long time. Don't know how it would affect me today, but I'd definitely be willing to give it a shot. I did manage to finish it back in the day. Great game. Very good game. But a story for another day. Right now our focus is getting revenge. Now the music on this level always cracks me up. I don't know why. I mean, it is this imposing, kind of haunting music, but it kind of comes off slightly comical to me at the same time. And these were other jumps as a kid that had me holding my breath. Timing not so much an issue now. And that's a relatively short stage. Who said that? See, the arcade didn't give you any of this. Didn't give you any of this. See how they're building the suspense? What's gonna happen next? Alright. Navigate this booby trap room. They can't handle that knee. It's called the super flying kick or something like that, but it is straight up a knee. I call it the hyper knee. I don't know what else to call it. Unless I want to be like Sagat from Street Fighter. Tiger knee! Alright, no respect. Move, move. The longer you stand around and wait on these little gear traps here, the worse off you're gonna be. Best to just keep moving. Boom, straight up. Out of there. And we got more of these guys that walk into their own flame sticks. It's a talent. A lot of times you just stand around and watch them destroy themselves, but if you get the opportunity to throw one of them into the spikes, it's pretty hard to resist. Yeah, maybe this guy. Good idea. There we go. Caught the flames a little bit there. Alright, let's go ahead and lay waste. Got kind of a Little mini gauntlet to run through with some guys here. Come one, come all, to the best show in town. Is it the Barnyard Circus? I think so. I don't know where that came from. Big Top Pee-wee. I'll go ahead and give you the movie on that one. Not even I was expecting that one. The nostalgia in my brain, it's always working overtime. Like the stuff that I think of that I haven't seen in 20, 30 years sometimes. It's quite an anomaly. Not easy to understand. And I find the less I analyze it, the better. I'll just draw the inspiration from it and enjoy it. See if we can catch him. Yeah. Maybe again. And again. You just don't have enough sense to stay down, do you? I think he needs another one. Rock and roll. Where's your slimeball boss hiding? Haha, you'll never defeat our boss. You only destroy yourselves. The double illusion. Oh, the music here is kick-ass. This is one of my favorite stages. Yes, yes, I know. We're going that way. We have been in the middle of nowhere. We've been in the middle of nowhere for 2 days. Okay, I'll stop with the movie quotes. Let's just kick ass. It's actually a pretty good run. Hopefully we can keep it going. So Arnold, or Aboré here, to avoid copyright. Aboré. I'll just call him Aboré because he's pretty damn boring. I'm not sure the Schwarzenegger parody could be any more obvious here, but interestingly, Aboré is just a modified sprite of Aboré the Giant from the WWF Superstars arcade game, which I mentioned earlier when talking about Burnov being Abdullah the Butcher. Why they decided to make Aboré look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the NES port, though, is anybody's guess, but I'd assume it was his popularity at the time. Could these be the guys who killed Marion? All you had to do was ask. Shit. Gotta watch that little Swiss Army knife action they got there. Alright. Boy, here's a throwback. What does this remind you of? It's a throwback to the final fight from the NES port, the first DoubleDragon, where Billy has to fight his brother. But here, essentially, he has to fight himself. And we're not going to give him an inch. See ya. Alright. Well, only one thing left. I remember as a kid getting this far for the first time. Thought it was so intriguing. Like, could it be her? It's her! I'm like, hey, baby, what's going on? Yo. What the hell? Hey, who's this slime ball? Alright. Yeah, that's what you say. That's right. Looks like Tom Cruise right there. All them's fighting words. Go, Green Machine! Yeah, bring it on. Over the years, I've worked out a very, very simple strategy for this guy. And it takes a little bit of practice. Wait for him to disappear. Go up and down. It slows his advancement. Yes. Go to the reverse kick. And back to the hurricane. If you do this just right, you can get through this fight without him touching you. Let's see if we can. He won't be disappearing anymore, so right now, from here on, it's all about timing. And screwed that one up. We'll start again. There we go. Yes, sir. Oh, his ass is grass. Just about out of here. I think I know what's gonna finish him. Oh.
Perhaps you need some more fun!
Badass. Look at that. Terrific game, man. And they put all this story here. Like I said, the arcade only has little pieces of this. I think it has parts of this last piece here, but there's one crucial part that they included in the home port here that you didn't get in the arcade, and we're coming up on that now. And I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. If this dude killed my girl, or sent the guys that killed her, I wouldn't even give his ass any last words. Be curb stomping time. Well, who doesn't like a happy ending? I'll admit, as a kid, that was cool to see. And on top of it being such a great game, one of the reasons I loved it so much as a kid is because I could beat this one. I didn't find part 2 nearly as challenging as the first one, which, if you missed it, I freely admitted on camera during that DoubleDragon 1 playthrough that I could not beat that game without a Game Genie until I got a little bit older. But this one, with the full use of all the special moves pretty much right out of the gate, yeah, you could kick enough ass here to protect your lives in the early stages and preserve them until later on where you really needed them. It's definitely got my vote as one of the best beat-em-up games of all time. And how can you not love that ending? Come on. That's good stuff. Technos Japan. They kill it once again. Great developer.
This is the end.
And that's going to pretty much do it for this one. It's been a lot of fun to revisit this game, just as it always is, and glad I finally got a chance to deliver a much improved video over that last one from 12 years ago. And real quick, before I sign off, I guess it's because I can't upload 5 times a week, but the channel here has been hit with some algorithm suppression by the fine at YouTube. Meaning when I put new videos up, not only are they not showing up for most casual people browsing the site, but according to the feedback that I've gotten, a lot of my own subscribers aren't getting notified either, which is bullshit. So, you guys know me, I never hit you with the lame, be sure to like, comment, subscribe nonsense at the end of my videos because it's just silly. I do this for the creative release, but there's also the intent to try to get the content out to like-minded people who might enjoy it. So with that said, if you guys want to help the channel, and if you're connected to any social media groups that feature retro gaming content, or you have a lot of friends who are retro gamers, all I ask is just share the video, so the people who have a love for this stuff might happen upon my content, and maybe get something cool out of it. Everyone, thanks for watching, stay weird, happy gaming, and we will see you next time.
The best action game ever, DoubleDragon 2, The Revenge.